Puto Javi no está ni sudando, el hijo puta. Yo...
We don't have time, man.
Estamos aquí con la peñita, tío.
What's up guys, it's Calisthenics here. This is the 8th episode. This time it's gonna be a bit shorter and concise because this week I'm planning to launch something different. I'm gonna create a compound of videos showing some of the best exercises for hip flexibility behind my lens, obviously. They are the ones that helped me so much the last few years. Active and passive mobility helped me a lot in every single session. This gets me really ready for any exercise to achieve better ranges and to keep myself mobile but strong at the same time. And I think it's important for everyone to acquire this kind of skill or this kind of part of the training because it's gonna be useful, especially if you practice calisthenics or anything related to this, because you're gonna unlock some of the elements that probably you are stuck in and you know progression. So to me, something happened when I started training with my coach Pablo, that suddenly some of the exercises I was training for quite long, they were in a point where, yeah, I had the strength, but I didn't have the range. And as soon as I got the flexibility on my shoulders and on my hips, I was able to reach so many elements. So what I'm planning to release this week is a list of videos where you will have different exercises that are gonna unlock some of these elements, as for example, the lotto, the lateral splits. I'm not gonna give you a timeline for you to work on because it's gonna depend how much volume you add on this every week. But I can give you the guarantee that if you work on them for weeks and months, I'm pretty sure you're gonna reach new levels of flexibility.
I'm wrestling. I'm wrestling.
Tengo que competir, ¿no? ¿Sabes?
He's brought the whole fucking t-shirt for the training today. Fucking hell. Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna do some. He's teaching us to do some arm wrestling.
Su Calisthenics. 3, 2, 1, go. Dios. Puto Javi no está ni sudando, el hijo puta.
Mira la mano, mira la mano. Mira la mano. Mira la mano. Es que es técnica, es.
No aguantaba.
Un poquito. Vaya paso, tío.
Bien, chaval.
¿Quién estaba mirando?
Technique or something.
No dejes la rotación interna. Pero la clave es siempre mirar. Lo que pasa es que siempre tendemos a... ¿Sabes? Ya lo intenté hacer todo. ¿Vale?
Mira la mano, mira la mano.
Mira la mano, siempre mira la mano. Ahí. Como te quería hacer un control. Vas a sentir que se te abre la mano así, como una lana. ¿Vale?
Dios.
¿Qué cojones? Tienes que apretar los dedos. Mira, siéntelo. Haz un poquito de tensión, ¿vale? Yo lo que voy a hacer es como pronar. Voy a intentar abrirte la mano así, ¿vale? Entonces tú lo que tienes que hacer es apretar ahí. Ahí, cógeme. ¿Vale?
Oh, Dios, tú, casi se me jode la muñeca.
Cuidado, Fer, para que ya loco.
Rotación externa.
No has calentado ni nada.
The second thing I'm gonna show this week is just some of the things that happened this week with my friends. As you know, my birthday was last week and I celebrated with my family in Spain, and then yesterday I met with my friends, some of my best friends in London.
Let's see the Moai owners. ¿Qué le pasa a esa por aquí?
No, está concentrado, bro. Si no, no le sale bien.
Vámonos, Javi, entonces, vámonos a casa de Estela.
We don't have time, man. Oh, you guys? Sorry,
Nos vemos. Oye, vamos entonces a Soho.
Sí.
Sí, pero sale lleno de...
We went to different shops, you know, Cold Backstone or Two Geese, all the stuff, and yeah, we were around, we were just doing some tiny pranks and all the stuff. It was funny.
¿Vale?
es una base ahora. Vamos aquí, Soho House. Vámonos, oh cabrón, vámonos, payaso.
Yo, estamos aquí con la peñita, walking around London, you know, Soho. Let's do it, bro.
Joder, bro, en verdad.
You know.
Go Baxton. There you go.
And the last thing I'm gonna introduce today is I'd like you guys to be more interactive with me, because I'd like you to tell me in comments down below if you'd like me to introduce something more specifically, if I'm lacking on showing whatever specifically, or if you prefer me to introduce something else. Okay, let's get serious. No, I'm joking. So the last thing I'm going to introduce today is as you know, I'm a telecommunications engineer, but I work as a software engineer, and I'd like to introduce some topics that probably is going to resonate with some developers, with some software engineers, because the usual stereotype is the software engineer is someone who's very sedentary, and they don't practice sports, they very into video games and not very productive in that kind of lifestyle. So I want to break those stereotypes, because I consider myself a good developer. I'm a senior developer. I've been developing Android apps for 10 years already, professionally. Before that, I spent another 2 years developing apps, not professionally, but also working as a full stack developer. And I think it's compatible, like having a sport mindset. To me, maybe it's a bit more extreme, because I like identify myself as an athlete, because I want to be ready for any sports. Not really like a professional level, because obviously I don't have a professional level in any sport, but I'm able to practice whatever is needed. I can run, I can jump, I can swim really well. Probably I can run a marathon tomorrow, but without training I can do like 15k for sure. Maybe I will break myself, but I'm able to do that. I think I've got some decent strength in different elements. So yeah, I like to identify myself like someone who's very into training, very into good habits, and this should be something that people should think about, because the stereotypes are something that shouldn't be real for sure. So as you can see on some of my previous videos, in the last 2 videos I introduced something I like, that is elevate yourself, elevate others, because that's something like, it's like my motto. I like to share with myself and with people now, obviously, and it's like in my team where I work with other developers or even non developers, I like to elevate my team. I like to protect my team, my Android team, and if I can, the other teams. It's something that happened just a few years ago. Before I used to don't care, but now things are very different, because I found the way I treat my colleagues is a different way, because I want them to progress. I want them to become very special. And also I like to introduce things for them to grow, because that's something that I would have liked having in my team as well when I was younger, when I had less level of development. So this extrapolated to sports is something similar, because you train with people. If they don't have your level, you try to push them, you try to help them, you try to get them with all of the skills you have, or at least you try to offer them your skill set and see if they can acquire some of them. And the same way at work, I think it's important, because in the end, they're gonna recognize you as a leader if you do things well. And you won't have to be established as a leader by your manager, but sadly your colleagues are gonna recognize you as a leader if you do things well. Obviously, that has to be natural and has to be organically earned. And I think it's something, because of sports and because of my martial arts background, I've been understanding my whole life, but I didn't put in practice as an engineer until 3 years ago or something. So probably in the next episodes, I'm gonna start adding more information about my daily work, about how I engage with my team, how I organize all of my time, how I've got enough time to read, to learn new stuff from the technology I work on, even from different technologies involved around and also how I have time to train a lot, to recover a lot, to socialize. Obviously that comes down to time management. It's good to be thinking of the day-to-day, like not planning, be a free spirit. But if you want to manage your time, you need to think about some ways of organizing yourself, because otherwise it's impossible to improvise the whole time. To me, it's literally impossible. I don't think there is anyone able to improvise the whole time and be efficient all the time. So you're gonna be lacking on efficiency of the time, because there is no other way. So in the next episodes, probably I'm gonna introduce some of these topics, some of these methodologies I've been acquired the last few years, and some of the leadership that I think you guys can use, whether you are an engineer, whether you are a coach or anyone else, in an efficient way, from the engineering perspective. That's it. I don't wanna be longer than this because I've been talking today a lot, and I think this week I'm gonna publish these new videos about flexibility. Soon I'm gonna release my guide about rope flow that I'm very excited about, and many more. So yeah, thank you so much for the support. Subscribe, please comment anything if you wanna suggest any topic or any change in my content or anything you wanna like to see. And that's it. Have a good week, and thank you so much again.